Where's my brush? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Atomic Mass Transmissions Live. Today, we're going to be painting up the 10th and final character in my roster of the roster challenge. You can't see him yet. You don't know who that is. I know on Tuesday, Schick painted up his 10th character, his secret character, which was Iron Fist. I did not expect Iron Fist. That was very cool. You're going to find out who it is in just a moment. Atomic Mass Games. So throughout the course of the roster build, like, we had this little narrative going where Schick's roster was kind of like the plucky, sort of good guys at the end of the destruction of the universe. And who was the bad guy? Who was the bad guy? And I just was playing with the idea and just started riffing and came up with a conversion. And hopefully you like it. I think it's a fun little conversion. And so we're going to finally reveal the 10th character of my roster and paint him up. It's a him. It's a he. So let me switch it over to the mini cam and get to painting. I lost my mouse and my brush. I've lost everything today. Lost my money. That's what happens when we have 3 monitors. Mini cam. Boom. So there is my 10th character. It is Star-Lord, Destructor of the Universe. At least that's what I'm calling him. I just thought it'd be a fun little conversion to do up. So what I did is I took the Punisher's body, Star-Lord's head. Schick used the Punisher and Star-Lord in a conversion and kind of made like that as like his main character. I thought it'd be fun to riff off what he was doing and kind of flip the script. So on his, he's got the right hand gun is the cable alternate gun, and he's got the left hand Star-Lord gun. So I actually flipped it. So Star-Lord has his right hand gun here. He's got a sweet cape of the apocalypse that he's wearing. I sculpted on, so he's got his little cape. And I thought it'd be really fun to do something with this left hand and give him an infinity gauntlet. So I have Star-Lord, Destroyer of the Universe, wielding the infinity gauntlet. So let's paint him up. Let me get my water over here. Monitor around, and let's just start the painting. So hopefully everybody's enjoyed the paint challenge, and maybe you've done something similar along the way. It's a lot of fun doing these kind of things where you just kind of paint up an army just for a special occasion. I've definitely done this. It is more like a poncho. Let's call it the Apaca poncho. It's a poncholyptic. I've definitely done this many times in my life where you kind of like have like a special scenario, or maybe like a special campaign that you're going to run, and you build you don't just take your normal force, you kind of build a new force just for that campaign. And that's kind of what we did here with our Marvel Crisis Protocol roster challenge. Was we got a game that we're going to play, and we wanted to tell like a little story together. And so we wanted to create our own unique takes on the characters and have our own special paint jobs for them. Tie them all together on the battlefield, and it's been a lot of fun. So hopefully it's inspired you. That's what's kind of drawn me into miniature painting and gaming, is that whole being able to have effectively your little hobby that you get to play with and you get to be a part of and tell the story. So it's a lot of fun. doing these kind of projects. You know, I already have a painted. Every character I have on my roster is something I've already painted once, but you know, I got to paint it again for this special game against Schick, and it's been a lot of fun for me. I like Star-Lord with No Name. Don't get me started. That's one of my favorite movies of all time. I did have a dream the other night that has to do with Clint Eastwood, so you know, right up on the tip of my brain, as they say. So because my color scheme is black, I'm starting with some glazes of Hold Your Blue. This will be the foundational color for my blacks. Grimwolf UK, yes, this is my Kit Bash Star-Lord. He's the Destroyer of the Universe Star-Lord. It's made out of a Punisher body, a Star-Lord head, Star-Lord arm. This Infinity Gauntlet that he wields, so with much intimidation factor, is actually Crossbone's hand. And then I sculpted the Apocalypse poncho for full dramatic effect. This arm here is Punisher's arm, and that's usually painted bare, but I'm going to go ahead and paint it black. I'm gonna make it like skin tight superhero cloth. You know, just to remind you, if you want to paint your Punisher, you know, sun's out, guns out, Punisher. If you want to give him sleeves, you just paint sleeves on him. It works really good. When is the game? Looks like we're planning on playing the game maybe next week, I think. I'll let BK confirm and or deny that. What color should the apocalyptic poncho be? The apocalypse poncho be? That's the true question of the day. While you discuss, I'm gonna lean into the blondie though. I like that we're riffing off this, so I'm gonna give him a little bit of that real blonde hair. Everything in my army is black, red. Black, red, magenta glow. So I'm not sure what color I should do the apocalypse poncho. Maybe I should do it black with some red design on it. Might be pretty cool. If you have any votes, I'll take them. Let's hear what you got. I did not grab any gold to paint that Infinity Gauntlet. Let me grab a gold real quick. They're right here. A whole bunch of them. I'm just going to grab some random golds. Bunch of scale 75 golds. Let's go with this, I think Victorian brass, and we're going to need some ink because we're definitely going to use some ink on this. I want to maintain that traditional Infinity Gauntlet look. The little holes aren't the best. I just kind of drilled them out. They'll do. They'll do. I was aiming for tabletop, not display. Who is this? JP Great One. The volume is muted. I'm sorry. Let me see if I can do anything about that. Did that help at all? Check, check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Yeah, this is so part of the roster challenge. We had a 10th character that was a secret character for the roster challenge, and I kit bashed Star-Lord with the Punish. I kit bashed the Star-Lord using the Punisher's body Star-Lord pieces. Gave an Infinity Gauntlet and sculpted a Apocalypse poncho. Used the light blue Ghost Rider and Lockjaw has with black diamond patterns on it. Oh, I like the black diamond patterns on the bottom. The Lockjaw I finished up the other night, and it turned out super fun. Give me that sweet glow. And I added, I don't know if I showed this off, I added the water to crystal. You can see the magenta kind of through the water as it glows from the bottom. And I finished up Doctor Strange with his super blue rings of magic. And of course, Ghost Rider got finished the other night as well. Knocked him out. So, got that blue glow. So the little story that Schick started to tell about his characters being the good guys, I decided on the bad guys, and I decided Star-Lord with the Infinity Gauntlet was truly who was behind all this villainy. Let's see, stainless mess. These are light blue, Ghost Rider Lockjaw has with black diamond patterns. I like this idea. I think what we might do is switch that up, like maybe make it black cape with red diamond patterns on the bottom. Well, you're gonna lose the red diamond and the magenta glow. There's something to do there. Maybe it's just a red cape. Maybe the poncho is just red. I don't know. I'm kind of. I think we need to see what happens. Let's see what happens as we go along here. We're gonna grab some brown ink. Of course, it's way over here on this other side of the art station. Grab a little brown ink. I like a little art ink. I use a lot of inks. If you haven't played with inks, they're a wonderful little tool. They can kick up your saturation. They can kick up just how much punch things have. I like them from golds because you can really crank up like the shading in golds and make golds nice and rich and wonderful. Just adds a lot of richness to golds, which is really nice. Sometimes you want it, sometimes you don't. All depends what you're painting. Oh yeah, Midnight Suns would look killer in this scheme. and maybe switch that magenta to like green or something to like show like a more supernatural feel to him. Yeah, I'd be all about that. Okay, anywhere that's white gets covered. I really love the details on Star-Lord's mask, on his helmet. This is such a great bit of miniature, like, that we got there to come out. Just maybe just a little couple of dots of silver here and there on that magenta side. There we go. And under his gun, once again, just the side that's facing in white. Oh, I love Morbius. What a great character. And Werewolf by Night. Werewolf by Night, I love those. I love the horror side of Marvel. Got some really fun characters in the Marvel universe on that horror aspect. Okay, and then let's go ahead and give him a glove. So I need to go back to my blue. Just a little blue on that arm. We want to make sure that that arm gets treated like a sleeve as well. Yeah, there's all kinds of characters that we would love to do, and you know, given the time, I mean, Shook has said it many times, like on a long enough timeline, you know, we would love to do everything. You know, we're firm. We definitely firmly believe in the idea like every character is somebody's favorite, and it's very important to us to like treat each character as somebody's favorite. We love all Marvel, and hopefully we can bring a little bit of everything to the table someday. You know? Can't release it all this month. Just doing a little black wash on this metal. I just want to get in those recesses and pop it. Who is my favorite? Dallas? I mean, there's so many Dallases. I don't know who my favorite Dallas is. I like a lot of different characters for a lot of different reasons. And I like so much of the Marvel universe. I don't think that's a, I don't think that's an easy, I don't think that's an easy question for me to answer. I do have a huge collection of X-Men comics, though. I did collect those for a long time. Alright, we got some base colors down. I want to add a little more ink and maybe a touch of burnt umber. I want burnt umber. Phantom X, does that make sense what I'm saying? I like a little. I like things for different reasons. You know, I like the fourth wall break of things like Deadpool and Squirrel Girl and She-Hulk. Even, and I love it when those characters also take their serious sides. I love really fun character designs like MODOK and like I just love those really out there designs like MODOK and Arnim Zola. I love the stories and like commentary around, you know, X-Men and stuff like that. I like how Captain America sometimes makes me feel like I should just remind myself to just do better sometimes, or be better. Alright, let's start darkening up that costume. I'm gonna have some black on my palette somewhere. I got a really bad mess on my palette. My palette is a mess. So we're just gonna use some black. I'm gonna thin it out and we're gonna start covering the blue. I'm going to just let a little bit of that blue shine through. Grown up, we can't talk about anything that's not released. I'm so sorry. Can't talk about future plans, what the future plans are, if there's future plans. Those are the rules. I don't make them, but I sure do enforce them. Okay, this will start making his costume look black. One thing I wanted to do is sculpt, turn this Punisher walkie-talkie into a Star-Lord Walkman, but I just ran out of time, so I just kind of let it go. There's all kinds of things in the works. Remember, I think we've talked before, you know, we work very far in the future. Timeline on making miniatures is very, very long. You know, 12 to 24 months, depending on the project. So, like, you know, we're working way far in the future. You never know what the future's going to hold for us. What we're making now. It is very exciting to know what we're making now. It takes a lot of people a lot of time to like do a concept and then create a pose and go through several pose iterations. And you got your approval steps, you got your sculpting and engineering. And of course, it depends on the material. We work in hard plastic, and that takes a little bit longer than, say, if you were working in metal or resins. I say a little bit. It takes a lot longer. Okay, we still don't know what color this poncho is, so I'm just moving forward here on that. I'm just bypassing it for now. Good. So if you have any questions, you should hit me up. Let's talk about them. I'll answer what I can. You got me here chained to the paint desk. You might as well be talking at me. We're going to use an off-white to start the eyes. We want the eyes to glow. Is there going to be another mini extravaganza? I would bet so. Mini extravaganza was awesome. We had fun. Did you have fun? We're going to use that same off-white. We're going to put some glow on his guns. It depends on the character, it depends on the project, and like things stop, things, you know, there's no this is how long it takes every single time. There's an average, but you know, things move, things stop, things change, but on average it takes from concept to molding about it's 12 to 18 months is about. I don't know if Chick is watching, but he always accuses me of cheating, and I'm about to cheat. So here we go. Hang on, I gotta get some reference. Yeah, 12 to 18 months, somewhere around there. So this is how Dallas is going to cheat, since he always accuses me of cheating. There we go. you're going to be accused of cheating, you might as well cheat. Phantomex, when adding atmospheric light source, do you mix the light color with the object's color or use glazes? Well, such a heavy question. There's so many ways to go about that philosophy. If you go back and look on our videos, you can see I did a whole video over Me Extravaganza on object source lighting. So there's a couple ways to go about it. I do like using a light color and sort of blending it into the element, and then using glazes over top. So you can go back and you can check that out. Use the same color that I would use for his long coat, so like that leathery sanguine. Yeah, that's not a bad color. I love these questions about the concepts and stuff like that. That stuff is so interesting. It's always so neat to watch those guys work. You know, sculpting the miniatures and watching that process go from some little doodle up to like some crazy sculpt. And then you finally get a painted version sent back from the painter, and you're just like, oh no, it's real, and it's awesome. Yeah, let's go with that sanguine color leather. Let's mix something up here. I got a couple browns. I got some reds. It's got a little touch of blue. Nope, a little more red. I'm just mixing something randomly up here, just to get us up close. I think that could actually be a little bit redder. I'm going to just start with some glazes to create that. We're going to bring in some more. We're going to bring in some red first, then we'll bring in browns, and then we'll bring in some rich tones. I don't know why I said that like a question. It's red. And we want a really good brown. Start bringing in some brown. Yeah, so we're making it like a red leather. we asked the community for poses they want to see. Well, that stuff is done so far in advance. I'd be literally like talking about unreleased characters, which we're not allowed to do. The fun thing about working in, I'll tell you this, one of the fun things about working in plastic is plastic provides this like ability to do things you can't do in other materials. So it's been a lot of fun like learning and exploring what is possible in plastic. And we just keep growing and developing that skill as a company and as artists. So it's been it's very cool learning, you know, the tolerances, and then working with our partners in the plastics facility to push the boundaries of what is even we can do from, you know, just release to release, right? So, and that's what we want to do. We want to always be pushing and take advantage of the material you work in. So it's been a lot of fun and an interesting process to do that. Use a little gray to gray down that one side, just ever so slightly. And we're going to need more ink. A little more brown ink. Yeah, I think this is keeping the flavor of Star-Lord. Oh, we're going to let that dry a little bit. Hang on. We'll start highlighting that cape. Like we've talked in the past a little bit about how if it wasn't for, you know, doing Hella, you know, doing Hella allowed us to learn how to do something like Scarlet Witch, which when I drew that concept, when I first drew the concept for Hella, we were all like, oh, can we even do this? And then we did, and then I drew the concept for Scarlet Witch, and it was like, can we even do this? And so it's a very interesting process to learn and develop what is possible with the material. And then you got Evan and Marco and Corey and our engineer team, and they're like learning more and more every day about cutting the miniature up, you know, or the tolerances and how can we push this and how can we push that. Hello, Cuban Boy 3131. How you doing? So there's always that push to grow and learn and, you know, see what's possible and what we can do. And I think it's been a really interesting and fun ride, and hopefully you have enjoyed it and you're finding it interesting and fun as well. Here's then some little highlights. It is the only way to get better. You gotta learn by doing. As I always told my child, you can't learn by winning. You just gotta get in there and do. And sometimes doing is failing. That's okay. That's okay. Okay, that cape should be dry. I'm going to take some of our brown ink and put some dark shade there. Just right up against the edge of my little poncho. Take it down here. I'm not going to make it perfect. Brown. Just start darkening up the hair ever so slightly in the shadows. Just adding a little bit of brown to the base color I chose. There's no wrong color. Just pick a good tone and get knocked right out. Let's highlight that. We need some off-white. Yeah, there's all kinds of characters. Like I said, we'd love to get to all of them. So many to make, so little time. There you go, some little poppy blonde highlights. Let's make up a little wash. Just going to use some light blue, a little bit of turquoise ink, just some art ink and water. Mix up a little wash real quick. Areas that we painted off-white to represent glow. Take some more of that off-white, mix it into that brown color, brownish red color we made. The edge of the brush there. And if you use like little lines, you can make like texture. This is just a resculpt Star-Lord from my my roster challenge for this month. This is Star-Lord made out of Punisher's body, Star-Lord's bits, and Crossbones' hand as a fancy Infinity Gauntlet. Who's in the roster? I'm going to just show you everybody in the roster. Do you want to see everybody in the roster? So we got Star-Lord with the Infinity Gauntlet. We're just going to grab them one by one. Crystal is in the roster. We got Ghost Rider in the roster. Oh gosh, I'm going to run over to my desk. We got Doctor Strange in the roster. We've got our boy Lockjaw in the roster. Super excited for Lockjaw. And then we have Ultron. He barely stands in there. Ghost Spider. She's got glowy eyes. Ooh. We've got Captain Marvel. And we got She-Hulk. So that's our... And then you're like, well, that's only 9. Well, that's because of that right there. I'm cheating, chick. This Star-Lord's got the power gem. Let's highlight that leather one more time. Look, this is Star-Lord, Destroyer of the Universe, to fight against Schick's plucky team of heroes that have united after the end of the universe. And they don't know who destroyed the universe, but they're out to, like, fix it. But little they know that their once allied teammate, Star-Lord, has that power gem and is looking for more. Like I said, it's the fun, to me, that's the fun of Crisis Protocol and just miniature games in general. It's like getting in here and telling your story, having fun. Just, you know, we've been building these rosters for a month now and watching Schick build his and create his little narrative. I was just like, he's having so much fun. I have to, like, do the bad guy one. So, Grimwolf, Schick has Thanos, actually. Schick has Thanos in his roster. I do not have Thanos in my roster, but I do have my Thanos right here. I had to bring him over because I couldn't remember which position the power gem was in. I thought it was on that knuckle, but I couldn't quite remember. Gooey Tree, yeah, this is my secret 10th character for my roster challenge. It's Apocalyptic Star-Lord, Destroyer of the Universe. He's got the Infinity Gauntlet. He's got his Punch of the Apocalypse. And he's ready to take down some heroes. Oh yeah, getting back to conventions and playing games. Always a fun time. Do some little dots and scritches for highlights one last time on the blacks. Something like that. Let's mix a little pink and magenta. Throw a little highlight. Oh, that's a little too bright. Just gonna do a little magenta. Add a little water to that. There you go. Panamadium. Where does this mini come from? It comes from Atomic Mass Games. This is a kit bash that I did up for our roster challenge that we did this past month. So it's just a little kit bash of Star-Lord and Punisher and Crossbones to make my Infinity Gauntlet wearing Star-Lord. Dallas Echo? Am I echoing? Why is there an echo all of a sudden? I didn't change anything. I think somebody's sabotaging me. This feels like sabotage. Did it suddenly just start? I didn't even touch. Y'all saw my hand. I was painting. Why are you so mad, Dark? Started randomly. Well, there's nothing I can do about random echoes. So I'm just using a little pink and magenta to throw some highlights on the glowy side of everything. And that little line is really popped a little bit right there, and right there. Couple little dots and switches. Just give it that zazz. Alright, we're running out of time. If you got any questions, now's the time to get them in. We've been talking about all kinds of fun stuff, concepts, and plastic manufacturing. Get another drop of ink. Put like a little bit of ink around the glory bit that kind of pushes a dark line. Quote some lines. Oh, give me something to say. Like the epic movie guy. Like, give me some lines. I don't know. I can only like immediately quote things like Weird Alice Cooper songs and stuff off the top of my head. I'd sing a song, but I don't think Twitch allows that. You have to get me to go to karaoke for that. How did you learn to use object source light by hand? A lot of people use brushes. Practice, study, fail. Like, I just fail a lot, and that's okay. Oh, see, Cuban Boy's giving me. Hang on, let me get a drink. You stand here amongst my achievement, not yours. That was alright. I would do another take or two of that. Next summer, the buddy cop movie you've been waiting for. Star-Lord, Destroyer of the Universe, with the Infinity Gauntlet in hand and his apocalypse poncho. He's coming to steal your gems and your heart. How's that? A little more highlights. I am inevitable. Oh, he's so close to done. I love him. Let's take some pure white and just boop, boop. That's what makes those eyes pop. Put a couple little squirtle scratches up in the plasma gun. Just to give it some zazz. Let's kick that purple because this is technically the power gem. Funny story, I forgot to sculpt the gem in the socket I drilled out for the gem. I'm a fool. Just got ahead of myself in priming. Sometimes you just get excited and you forget to do something, you know. What can I say? But I can just paint the socket and I think it'll read just fine. Yeah. I think this guy is just about ready. Oh, you're very welcome for the stream, and we love everybody here at Time Gas. We love interacting and hanging out. We're part of the community just as much as all of y'all. I mean, we love games. We love miniatures. There's nobody here that would be doing this if they didn't just absolutely love it. Let me tell you. You know, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of hard work, but it's just a tremendous amount of joy to be a part of this community and to be able to bring these games to life and to share them with all of you. You know, we love seeing you play games and paint your miniatures and be excited for those next releases. We're just as excited. Unfortunately, we're excited for stuff that's even further out. So it's such a fun thing that Shik and I have talked about before. Like, it's when the community gets something and you are all like, what? And we're like, oh yeah, we forgot, we made that. That's really dope. Because we're working so far in the future. Toucan! This is a kit bash. Yeah, it's 3 miniatures, kit bash to make one, and then I sculpted the what we've dubbed the Poncho of the Apocalypse on him to create our very own Star-Lord, Destroyer of the Universe, to fight against Shik's Revengers of the Galaxy roster. Because if you've been paying attention, we've been doing a roster challenge where this month we painted 10 Marvel Crisis Protocol miniatures as a roster challenge to fight against each other in a game very, very soon. So stay tuned for that. Battle of the Century. This summer, the Battle of the Century begins. Shik versus Dallas in an epic showdown of cosmic proportions. Now that one, I think I'm gonna call Star-Lord Destroyer of the Universe with the Poncho of the Apocalypse. I'm calling him not quite done. Not quite done. He needs a little pop, a little zazz, a little zing right there. He needs a little pop right. Income right there. Yeah, we'll probably work on that. How did I do that power jump on Thanos? Oh, it's real subtle. That's why. It's real subtle. We have to darken that down. We need to make a real rich purple. Real rich purple. Just mixing a bunch of bloody colors now. RD Jones, I am. I'm totally cheating. Shik always says I cheat. So, you know, sometimes you just gotta lean into the moniker your friend gives you. Alright, we're gonna start over on the jump. I don't like that. So, I'll be doing that off camera. Because we're about done, and I'm sure somebody on the other side of the board is ready for me to turn this sucker off. Plus, I got meetings to go to, and I can't be late for those. So I'll be painting the gem off camera and finishing up, and then hopefully we'll be doing the streaming the game very soon again. Shik and I bringing our rosters together for the first time to fight against one another. It's going to be an epic little showdown. Maybe this time I'll win. I'm not going to win. I never win. But I always fight, and I'm always there to have a good time, and that's all that really matters, is to tell a fun little story, and that's what it's always been about. Just telling a fun little story and having a lot of fun and getting to paint little characters, my little miniatures. So until next time, let me kick it over to. Let me turn off the minicam. Minicam off. Hello. So remember hashtag painting protocol. Last month's painting protocol was high flyers. We picked our favorites. We'll be showing those off real soon. BK, did we pick this month's? Have we announced this month's? Can I announce this month's? Usually announce this month's. BK is probably going to announce this month. Hashtag painting protocol. Remember, every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 4 days a week, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Join us here at Twitch for all sorts of fun painting at the Atomic Mass Transmissions Live. Tomorrow will be Mr. John Schaefer painting some stuff up. It's going to be a lot of fun. And until then, we'll catch you next week. Stay safe and be the hero we know you can be. We'll see you later. Bye. This is always the part where I'm like, it's not that one. It's this one. Boom, that one. And then I sing a song about us closing out our stream because we're done painting.